Previously on Daughter of Good Fortune. When Wanjiru turned 19, she became pregnant and she was sure that Mena was the man responsible. However, when Mena realized that he had put Wanjiru in the family way, he vanished without trace, leaving Wanjiru all alone to face the music. Mena suggested to Wanjiru to abort the pregnancy. Part 2. Upon arrival at her distant Aunt Muthoni and Uncle Jikonyo's farmhouse in Gatanga area, Wanja received a warm welcome. The couple had 2 children, one of whom was in Standard 8 and was set to do his national examination in November of that year. Jikonyo's sister, a lady by the name Njeri, was living with the couple, and 3 days after Wanja's arrival, Njeri received a call inviting her for an interview in one of the companies to which she had sent an application for a job. On the 4th day, Jikonyo's farm started flourishing with abundant produce and his cows started producing a lot of milk, which was sold to a milk company based in Nairobi. Very soon, high schools sought out Jikonyo asking if he would supply them with milk, which they would pay for handsomely. Jikonyo's son, Moniki, the one who was to sit his national examination, started registering impressive performance in school. He began scoring high grades in school and was among the top 3 pupils in his class. Jikonyo had also started a YouTube channel in which he posted videos about milk farming, and while Wanja stayed at his home, the channel received 200,000 subscribers and the 2 videos that he had posted by that time got 1 million views each. Each day, one of the videos would receive 80,000 views. Within 5 days, Jikonyo was making profits from his YouTube channel. Njeri started earning a lot of money at her workplace such that she moved out of her brother's house and rented her own 2-bedroom apartment. When the 2-week period was over, Wanja had to go back to her aunt's place and Muthoni and her husband Jikonyo reluctantly bid her farewell. Muthoni returned the girl back to Wanjiru, her mother. Upon arrival at her cousin's home, they had a cup of tea. Over the cup of tea, Muthoni explained the good fortune that had come their way since the little girl had come to live with them. The following year, Muthoni jetted back into the country and both her sister and niece went to fetch her from the airport. Muthoni resumed work and was promoted, meaning that her salary had been increased. Very soon, she was talking of buying land on the outskirts of Thika. Wanjiru was very proud of her daughter since she had brought such good fortune to their lives. One day, when Wanja was in grade 2, a man knocked on the door of Muthoni's house, which she still shared with her sister Wanjiru. Wanja had just arrived from school and the time was 4:05 p.m. Muthoni answered the door and saw that it was a man, gaunt and modestly dressed. The man asked to speak to Wanjiru. Muthoni, sensing something sinister about the man, did not let him in but offered him a seat on the veranda outside. Wanjiru came and the minute she saw him, recognized the man as the one who had impregnated and abandoned her. A gasp escaped from her mouth when she recognized him, and he said that he wanted to have Wanjiru and the little girl back in their lives. By now, Wanjiru had been promoted to an assistant managerial position in the insurance firm and was now well off. Wanjiru categorically told him that that would not be possible since she was already engaged to a kind man who had treated Wanja as his own daughter. Wanjiru, seeing her childhood lover had fallen on some tough times, gave him a 500 shilling note and dismissed him, bidding him farewell. Later that night, when Wanjiru thought about how she had thought of aborting her baby when she was pregnant and the good fortune that Wanja, her daughter, had brought to people's lives, her eyes moistened with emotion. That weekend on a Saturday afternoon, another knock was heard on Muthoni's door and Muthoni herself was out, having gone to the 8-acre piece of land she had just bought 6 months earlier to monitor the progress of a house she was constructing. Wanjiru went to answer the door and upon opening, saw an aged couple whom she instantly recognized as her mother and father. She bade them to enter, and as soon as they saw Wanja, their granddaughter, the mother to Wanjiru took her in her arms and wept with emotion. Wanjiru offered them a seat and shame was written on the father's face. The father and mother started by apologizing for kicking Wanjiru out of home and Wanjiru told them it was okay. They inquired about their other daughter and Wanjiru told them where she had gone. The father and mother told their daughter Wanjiru that she was welcome to go back home. It seemed news about Wanja had spread far and wide. As they were talking, darkness gradually fell and Muthoni arrived. She greeted her parents heartily and insisted that they spend the night. This they did, and early the next morning, they went back to their home. As they were leaving, the daughters were preparing to go to church and between them, they gave their parents a total of 8,000 shillings. The month of August of that year came, and with it came Wanjiru's wedding to her fiancé. Wanja was one of the flower girls at her mother's wedding that was held at the local church. Wanjiru had to move out and go live with her new husband approximately 2 kilometers from the house she had shared with her sister. As soon as Wanjiru and her daughter Wanja moved in with Wanjiru's husband, the man's business started flourishing and he registered handsome profits. In December of that year, Muthoni got married to her fiancé Muturi and they lived happily ever after. Did you enjoy the story? Then like the video and subscribe to my channel.